Okay, so we're going to take a look at our second Module 5 assignment, which is going to be application drawings, okay? So the first assignment that we had last time that we were together, we looked at adding dimensions to drawings that we had already created that were multi-view drawings, and those were based on the, if you would, the AutoCAD book, right? Now what we're going to be doing, these application drawings, I actually pulled out of our tech drafting book. So if you don't have that here today, that's okay. I have all of the references to it. So if we click on the assignment itself, I've got for you the exercise and the page in this version so that you can go there, you know, when you need to. All right. So I've got, we're going to be doing 9 drawings. I know it sounds like a lot. It sounds like a lot, but it gives us the opportunity to get into a little bit more complex, challenging problems, not over the top, but we want to continue to, you know, progress in our skills. And then additionally, it gives us more variety of dimensioning that we're going to be putting on using AutoCAD. Okay. So, so those are the 2 elements. Now, this assignment, because there's 9 of them, we're going to continue working on this. And this due date is a little bit further out. So it's next week, Friday, that it's going to be due. Okay, so don't panic. So make sure that the order here is intentional. Go to the AutoCAD, the chapter 5 dimension drawings, and that's kind of just getting the lay of the land, you know, putting dimensions on and all that kind of stuff. And then now we're going to be more intentional about it, if you would, and get more looks at it. And also by design, I did the lecture after that AutoCAD. So I'm hoping that as we were doing the lecture, that you were able to kind of relate to the rules that we were talking about. And I think that did make it maybe a little bit better than just, you know, here are the rules. Okay, so let's take a peek at the first exercise that we have here. Now, this is found on page 272 in your drafting textbook. So I am going to go underneath my camera here. And if you go to page 272 in the drafting book, I know we haven't been bringing it each and every time. So if you didn't bring it today, that's okay. All right. It's really not a huge deal. But I wanted to explain the assignment to you so that as you start working, you know, you have it available. So, so the part that we're going to be doing is going to be called the index feed. It's going to be example 613 in your book. And we're going to be drawing 3 views that we see here of this part. And we don't need any section views or anything like that. And then we're going to be dimensioning it based on the scheme that they have here. Okay. So, but you will need to make some decisions on where to put the dimensions appropriately based on the rules that we've been talking about and such. You'll also notice that we have, for the most part, a lot of them are 2-place decimals, but there is a dimension on this one. And that's why one of the reasons I picked it was that there is this 0.75 to 0.745 tolerance on the width of that little portion that's sticking down. Okay, so that's going to be something that we'll cover. But the first thing that I want you guys to do is to really dive in and create the parts first. Okay, for the most part, each and every one of these should have a front, top, and a right side view. That's where I want you guys to go with this. Okay, top, front, right side view. So for this one, our front view is going to be looking in this direction. Remember, major shape of the part. Our top view then would be looking down, and then we're going to look from the right side, which would also provide for us the fewest amount of hidden lines. Okay, so that's where we're going to start with this one. Now, this one, I will tell you, to really generate the views, you're not gonna be able to like just get done with the front view, then the top view, then the right side view. You're gonna actually have to kind of work between the 3. And I will tell you that the miter line comes in handy for this one. Okay, I will start this one today, but I want to first talk about the entire assignment before we go forward. Okay, with demonstrating just yet. So that's our first one. So page 272, and it's 613. Our next one is going to be on page 309, and it's a CAM. It's example 7.6. So if we go back underneath here, 7.6 is on page 309. And we're going to be looking at this part right here. This is the part we're looking at. So you can kind of see they're getting a little bit more complex, not hard. We have everything that we need, geometry wise, the CAD skills that we have. And then also additionally, you're going to notice that we have, you know, some different looks at some dimensioning that we're going to be doing. Okay. Because that's going to be part of our focus as well. But step number 1 is front view, right side view, and top view. Okay, so make sure you set it up in that order. So front view is going from this side, right side is from here looking down the hole, and then front view is, or I'm sorry, the top view is going to be looking down. Okay, so creating the 3 views first. Our next one is going to be 715. 715 is here up in the corner. It is a chuck jaw, and it's on page 311. Okay, so here again, front view, right side view looking from the side, fewest amount of hidden lines, and then we're going to have a top view going from the top. Okay. All right. Then we're going to have 721 and 728. 721 is right here. This is a roller stud. Front view is going to be looking this way, top view, and we need a right side view as well. Okay, so make sure you go from this end. Again, I think those are natural because it's going to also be the right side is going to be the fewest amount of hidden lines. Then we've got 28. 28 is the tool holder. It's right here. Okay. So again, more features here. Front is going to be this way. Top view is going to be coming down. And I would probably go this side for the right side view. It's a toss-up. I think that one could be a toss-up, but I think this would probably be the fewest amount of hidden lines. Okay. Now that doesn't say that as you're creating parts, sometimes you might even add a right and a left side because you need it to dimension features. So I don't know if that's the case here, but don't think that you can't do that. We kind of start with those 3 primaries and then we go from there. Okay, so those are those 2. And then we have a couple coming up. We've got chapter 8 is section views. So chapter 8, this is page 353 in the book, and we're going to be doing 8-7. It's going to be this part right here. I picked this one mostly because it has ribs, and we do dimension those and we show those a little bit differently. So I wanted to get you guys a look at ribs. And then the other one is 821. 821, oh, it's right here. It's going to be this part. It's kind of a flat a plate that has a number of, like cylinders that are coming up and holes through it. So these are going to be what we call offset sections. So we have section A is coming through this hole. It's jogging over, going down, and then looking in that direction. So that's called an offset section. Then B is kind of doing the same thing. It's jogging down and over, and then C is doing a little bit of a jog and then down. Okay, so creating the front and the top view, but then 3 section views here. All right, and again, you're not going to be on your own. Okay, but I want you to just start creating the geometry first to create the multi views, and then our demos between the next time that we meet and then early next week we'll be looking at these. Okay, I'll also have drawing guides out there for you as well. Okay, I don't want you to jump to the drawing guides right now, and that's why I'm holding them back a little bit. I want you to create the geometry first and then start dimensioning what you think, and then we'll introduce the guides a little bit later. Okay, that's chapter 8, and then you get to do 2 auxiliary views. Okay, 917. This part right here, 1 auxiliary view is going to be looking up at the 25-degree angle so we can see the actual radius and dimension it. That's the only one. And we can do that even as a partial view. So I didn't go crazy with the auxiliary views. The other one is this one. You already drew one like this, except the one that you drew for the AutoCAD assignment was an English version. So this is a metric version. I thought that would be good to do that one as well, kind of keeping it relatively simple, but now working in different units. Okay. So, so those 2 then round out our 9 problems. Okay. So, so where I would suggest you start getting going is going to be, I'm gonna demo today. If you wanted to follow along with me, I'm planning on demoing the 3 views to create the multi-view drawing. That's where you want to start first on all of these. Okay. So I'm going to start with 613 today. And then as we, get together the next time, which would be this Friday and early next week, we'll be continuing to do demos on these and answering questions. Okay. So, so any questions right now as we jump into this assignment? Okay. So then I'm going to stop here and then I'll be back. And again, if you wanted to follow along with me, feel free. We're going to be working on and looking at 613, getting a start on that.